Grand Rising. Good evening. Good afternoon. Just a quick recap on the SSN CPN Magic. One of my clients got a card in the mail today. Just to give you guys a little heads up on how to go about, like I said in my previous video, on how to set it up and everything. And what you should get in return is you should start receiving some introductory offers in the mail. Like what you have here, you should start receiving. Let me turn this around. I can do it like this. You should start receiving introductory offers in the mail like that here. And once you get those, you reply to them, and then you should get a card like this here. And it's, like I said, just an introductory card, as you see. The introductory card. There's the limits. And there you have it. You get that. You'll get that in the mail. And start your profile. And with that, start with your starting your profile. Wait another month or two. Apply for another card. You'll get a bigger limit. Second card will be a larger limit than the first. And you just pay them minimum balance. Use a minimum balance, $25 or something on the card. Pay it. Keep doing that for a month or two, and then you'll get larger cars. Then you can go apply for apartment. Then you can apply for get your new car if you don't have any transportation and you're into cars. Go get your new car. Pay your payments. If you keep doing that, create an LLC to go along with it. And so with the LLC, got the credit, your personal credit back in your LLC. Then now you go open a bank account with the LLC. Then go apply for larger limits through your LLC. Do some banking with the LLC first. I would say, like my previous video, I said about 6 months banking with your LLC. Then you can go ahead and apply for $50,000, $100,000, $25,000, different amounts. Depends what the lending limits are of the bank at that time of the month or year. Catch the banks at the right time. They have larger limits that they give out. It depends on their balance sheet at that time. So it's a lot of ways you can go about correcting your credit and things of that nature. I will be following up with another video, how to repair your credit for free. I'm going to give that information to you guys because I want to see you guys succeed, and I also want to see you guys come back to me. Let's start a relationship so we can buy some of these multi-family apartment buildings that are throwing off nice amounts of cash flow that we all can enjoy as a group. And in 5 to 10 years, we double our money on those buildings if they're picked in the right area, they're managed well, and those things there. If they're you can't lose. So I'm looking for teammates. I'm looking for investors. So I'm looking to help those who can help me while I help them. So we help each other, and we'll grow to multi-millionaires, and some of us will be billionaires. To rub shoulders with some of these Europeans that's controlling the world. That's the only way that we can get back on a level footing with the other nationalities. As I was looking at the black billionaires on Forbes, the 10 wealthiest 10 black billionaires in the world, and the highest amount of those 10 black billionaires was only 10 billion. And do you know that in the Europeans, the highest amount is like 100 and something billion. So we have a long ways to go. They have a 90%, their top gross earner has a 90% wealth gap. Well, that's probably 900% wealth gap over the richest so-called black person in the world. So we got a lot of work to do, and a lot of that wealth that's created through the Europeans is through brown countries. So that they have subdued our people all around the globe the woolly head people, as I'm speaking about, with our resources. So they're taking our resources and utilizing them to create more and more wealth for themselves. A lot of the technology that goes into the iPhone, those minerals, those I forgot what it is, it comes out of Africa. Without that, you couldn't even have an iPhone. So we have to get back. We have to grow our wealth. We have to be smart about growing our wealth. We have to use their system to grow our wealth, to build an independent wealth for ourselves. That's what the world is set up on. It's a Federal Reserve System all around the world. I don't care what country you go to. It's only one or two countries that are not banked through the federal banking cartel, and that's Iran and North Korea. And both of them are the enemies of the state. So back to what I was saying, let's repair our federal credit so we can build credit, utilize that credit to buy apartment buildings, take those apartment buildings, create cash flow, and out of cash flow, we can build the rest of what we need to do, create an infrastructure for ourselves. Then we can start putting money into our foundations, our scientists, our biologists, our archaeologists. We're going to need all of those type of people. We're going to need architecture. We're going to need everything that is in place. And we're going to put pressure on the banks to do business with us because they're denying our right to contract. Then we're not going to allow them to keep doing that. We're not going to allow them to keep denying us our right to contract, keep us away from deals, passing them to the old boy network. We're not going to keep going for that. We're going to have to stand up to those banks and say our deals is just as profitable, if not more profitable, than those that they're passing to their buddies. I see a lot of these companies are failing, and those are their buddies, companies that are failing. Toys R Us, Sears, J.C. Penney's. I can go on and on. What was that? Circuit City. I can go on. Payless Shoes. So all of that money, they're looking for money for ingenious ideas. Well, I have some. And I'm not going to take no for an answer from any bank because I'm going to put the pressure on you guys. The bank, I'm talking to you, the bank at this time. I'm going to put pressure on you guys to do business with me with my great ideas that I have. And you're going to support my ideas. And I don't mind being in business with you because you're going to help me cross the T's and dot the I's. You're going to make sure that the IRS is paid and we get paid. Everybody's getting paid, and that's the way to have to do it. Think you can make money outside of this system? You possibly can for a minute, but your wealth is going to be limited. And we might as well do business with them in order to get where we need to go. We just can't take handouts anymore. We won't be taking any handouts. We're coming with deals. They're our deals. It's our property. It's our ownership. But we're willing to do business with you in that. And that's pretty much what it's about. We have to grow our wealth. And we have to start from the bottom, unfortunately, because many of us are not financially aware of what it takes to get to the next level. And so that's what I'm here for. I'm here to explain to you on a rudimentary way how to do it, because most of us never been to Harvard. We never been to Stanford, Yale, Princeton, any of those Ivy League schools. We haven't been to any of those. So I took the sacrifice to study this for the last 7 to 10 years. I'm not saying I'm have all the information, but I know where to go to get the information, and I won't stop until I have the right answer. And we need a lot more people like that who are willing to sacrifice their time and efforts for the greater good of us all, and not just your group, your friend, your family. That's really what it's all about. The greater good of your group, and then we can all take in some of this prosperity that America is dishing out at this time. I mean, there's wealth being created, enormous amounts of wealth being created right now in 2019 December into the 2020. So in 2020, we should be starting to make inroads into so-called Jewish and white wealth. I always have to let you know that the so-called Jews are the ones who control and monopolize a lot of the wealth. And they're going to have to do business with us because we're not taking any more back seats. Not me. I'm not taking any back seat. And I know I can do just as great a deal as any of those guys if given the opportunity. Michael Milk and Jack Welch, all of those guys who've been given the opportunity, they don't know anything. Anyway, you put in a certain position, and if you got some of the business acumen, then you should be able to achieve some of the same results. Anybody can cut costs, but can you grow revenues? That's the key. Anybody can cut costs, but can you grow revenues? That is the key. How can you grow revenues? How can you take your company from here to the next level? That all comes through bank financing. If you look at any of the large companies in the world, Amazon, Apple, IBM, all your top companies, they've all got lenders. They all have people who will throw money at that. And the biggest one, Uber. Uber hasn't made a profit since it started, and they still got more and more investors throwing money inside of Uber. It's going to lose. Whoever invests in Uber, it's going to lose. Uber is not going to be a winner. I would take when they would go. I think it's public. When it goes public, I don't know, but I don't care about stocks anymore. Stocks, you want hard assets. Let's get hard assets. Hard assets is an apartment building that throws off cash flow. That's what we're after. I'm looking for investors who wants to participate in cash flow from apartment buildings. And if you're not interested in that, then don't hit my line. Unless you want credit repair. You want credit repair, I'll teach you a little bit about credit repair, get your credit established for you, help you get your credit established. I'm not free. My time is not free because I'm going to give you the credit repair in my next video. I'm going to give you from beginning to the end how to fix your credit on your own without paying someone. And in 3 to 6 months, your credit will be clean. And you can go from there and start establishing a new way of thinking with that, because that's the key. You can have fresh credit, but if your thinking hasn't changed, then you're going to repeat the same thing you did before. You're going to go back into personal debt. And we don't want to grow personal debt. We want to grow business debt. And that's what I teach. I want to grow business debt instead of personal debt. Personal debt leaves you limited. Business debt, we want to take that and grow it to the next level, to corporate debt. Corporate debt, 100 million at a time, 200 million at a time, 50 million at a time. That's the kind of debt that I'm looking to acquire. I don't care about the cost. I want the debt. If I got the debt, then that means I'm doing something, and it's paying for itself. If I have $100 million in debt, that means I got an asset that's going to be generating me anywhere between 10 to 20 million a year in cash flow from that 100 million. And then after that 100 million, after that 5 or 10 years, will double as an asset. So that is profit upon profit upon profit, or there's many different options after that. But the gist of it all is investing in something that gives off cash flow month after month. Even in down times, it still gives off cash flow, but it may not be as great as in prosperous times. But there is cash flow at all times, even in the hard times. So let's get to it. Let's wake up. Let's take it to the next phase. Let's get going. And I'm gonna leave you guys as always. Ye are gods. Psalms 82:6. Make it happen for yourself.